I am Anthony F. Elmore, President and founder of the Proud Black Buddhist World Association. We are different in that we teach a Buddhism that's inclusive of African and African American culture and history. Not only do we tell about African and African American culture and history, we tell about the Jewish culture and history. Most of you may not know it, but there is a Jewish connection to Buddhism. Now, about 100 years before the advent of the Christian religion, there was the king of Judea. He was the king of Judea, and his name was Alexander Jannaeus. Alexander Jannaeus was a Buddhist. They were a group of Buddhists called Essenes. The Essenes were like the Phariees or the Buddhists who live in compounds and live together. This is where the Christian religion comes from. Let's take a look at the king of Judea, the Buddhist king, Alexander Judea, and let's connect the dots as to how and why the religion of Christianity is actually the religion of Buddhism. All of the teachings of Christ is the teachings of the Buddha Shakyamuni. Let's take a look at the king of Judea, Alexander Jannaeus, and you will learn why Christ was a Buddhist. To get an understanding as to how Christ was a Buddhist, we have to go before the reported time of Christ and meet Hebrew king Alexander Jannaeus. Alexander Jannaeus was not just some Buddhist in Jerusalem. Alexander Jannaeus was the king and high priest in Jerusalem who got into bloody wars with the Pharisees or the Jewish priests. Jewish history tells us of bloody battles between the Pharisees and the Sadducees. Now, the Jewish-Buddhist connection happened when Jewish high priest and king Alexander Jannaeus became an Essene. Now, let's go back into history. The Buddhist king Asoka sent missionaries to the Greece hundreds of years before Alexander Jannaeus. He sent missionaries known as Phariees. Now, this name arrived from Theravada Buddhism. Now, a culture emerged in Greece and in that part of the world. Simply put, a group of Buddhists who had a high level of religion were called the Essenes, and the high priest king Alexander Jannaeus was a Buddhist or an Essenes. Now, they simply put, they taught the Buddhist Dharma. How do we know this? The Hebrew king left us a minute coin of the Dharma wheel. The story of Christ in the Bible is the story of Buddha challenging the Pharisees. Alexander Jannaeus lost the battle against the Pharisees and he had to retreat into the mountains. And we heard no more from him until 1946 when someone discovered the Dead Sea Scrolls. The Dead Sea Scrolls are the writings of the Essenes.